I saw this video that this lady was talking about. No, I didn't see the video. I just seen the headline. We miss Kamala Harris. Yeah, a lot of people do. She was more of an entertainment, not as much as the other contestant was, but I think she should have been more aggressive because when you have an opponent like Trump, you got to be more aggressive because you can't ride the fence. Either people gonna hate you or they're gonna love you, just like him. And when you have an opponent like that, you have to be serious at all times. She was a prosecutor. She know how to get witnesses. She know how to get proof. She know how to uh, investigate. She didn't do enough investigating. She thought that him going to court, going in and out of court was going to uh, denigrate him. No, these people don't have shame. No. And his followers are so cult-like that he could chop up a baby in the middle of the street and they would blame the baby. So when you up against somebody like that, you got to come out like a racehorse. And she only had like 3 or 4 months to go. Every day it should have been something new about him. She should have found out his grades. Should have found about all the terrible things deep down. And she should have pounced on his greatest fears. She tried, but when he was talking about they're eating the dogs and cats, that should have been left alone. They made a big thing out of that. That, you know what? That was so ignorant of him and them to keep talking about that. I'm sure she could have counterattacked him on something else. Yeah. And see what she tried to avoid, which was a big mistake, was she thought she was not going to do the same thing Hillary did when Hillary called his supporters deplorable. And they didn't care. They said, I'll be a deplorable. But she didn't want to make that. She thought she would be making the same mistake. But she should have talked about his followers in a more precise way. You know, she should have brought it up every day that his followers was racist people. They was KKK. They was Proud Boys. Um, you know, instead of emphasis on that what was that, Project 2020, she should have been put more emphasis on his supporters. Because like they say, birds of a feather flock together. Now, even though we all knew that he was a racist, bigot, stupid person with a lot of money, we all knew that. But give us some stuff that we don't know. That's what I'm saying. They didn't put enough emphasis on stuff that we didn't know. We should have been getting surprised every day about stuff new stuff. Instead of, it should have never been a repeat of the old stuff. It should have been something new that was being found out. And they didn't investigate enough on them cheating, voter suppression. They was too busy partying, getting entertainment, going to all these rallies. And then you have an opponent that is talking about your rallies was AI generated. See, this is what I'm saying. When you got an opponent like this that lies continuously, you can't be out there trying to be all, missy pissy. You have to be out there telling lies too. And you have to be out there telling the truth and finding out the dirt. Because your main objective should have been never letting this criminal, racist, ignorant people run this country. Because you see what's happening. And you know him and his people are going to do and say anything to muddy up your name. And then you didn't say nothing when the fact that he got up in front of other black female reporters, journalists, and talked about you like a dog, and they didn't say nothing in your defense. That should have been something that you really should have pounced on too. Don't act like we so soft. I'm tired of people treating us like we so weak. She should have got on there and she should have said something. That thing gonna get up there and talk about me in front of my people, and my people didn't even say nothing. You would have got so many likes. People would look at you as being for real, a down-to-earth sister. And that would have encouraged other journalists not to do it. And he did the same thing at that woman that's on Meet the Press. I call it Meet the Press, Meet the Weak Press. He sat up there and called Jasmine Crockett low IQ. And she didn't say a damn thing in her defense. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why we ain't gonna never get ahead, because we are so scared to piss the white people off. And the white people looking at us as weaklings, and the black people is looking at us weaklings. Because if you that weak, how you gonna stand up against these maniacs out here? How you gonna stand up for me? That's all I got to say. I don't know who they're gonna pick to run for president in 2028. But I know one thing. They ain't finished yet, because they're going to get another Trump in office if we keep doing dumb shit like that, letting us play us like a fool.